Welcome back to Forester Asks Questions. I'm Tom Coates, I'm a chartered forester, and today I'm in Bristol and I'm on my way to a council meeting for the Institute of Chartered Foresters at the ICF headquarters in Bristol, and I'm hoping I'm going to have a catch up with the Vice President, Gary Kerr, who hopefully will shed some insight into what the ICF does, why it's important for foresters to become chartered, and what sort of measurable impact it has being a chartered forester as opposed to not being chartered. I hope you find this episode interesting, and please feel free to click like and subscribe. So I'm joined by the Vice President of the Institute of Chartered Foresters, Gary Kerr, and hopefully Gary's going to give us a little bit of an insight into what the ICF does and what professional standards are in forestry. So Gary, we're stood in front of an artificial tree here. It's not a great advertisement for forestry, but we've been at the council meeting down in Bristol today, so it's a great opportunity to speak to Gary and get his thoughts on professional standards. So Gary, do you want to just say a little bit about yourself and your career in forestry?
Yes, I worked for the Forestry Commission for a long period of time, mainly in forest research. I was a silviculturist, and I was also the editor-in-chief of the main forest science journal in the country, which is published by Oxford University Press, and I did that for about 20 years. And that's the ICF scientific journal. So I've been involved with ICF for many years.
And what about now? What are you involved with now?
Okay, so I'm self-employed, and I do the work with the ICF. As Vice President, and I also work for the Royal Forestry Society, and I'm the the commissioning editor for the Quarterly Journal of Forestry, which is their main journal. So I commission articles and work with the other co-editor, Freya Bladen, who does the production side of that. So that's really enjoyable, and it keeps me in contact with the sector and great people like you, Tom.
Excellent. And you're obviously heavily involved with the Institute of Chartered Foresters.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you'd maybe give viewers a rough idea. What does the ICF do?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. So the ICF is the professional body for people involved in management of trees, woodlands and forests in the UK. It's important to understand it's a chartered body, so it has the ability to give out the title of Chartered Forester and Chartered Arboriculturalist, and it regulates entry into the profession, and once people become professionals, it offers a range of services so that they can keep their skills and expertise up to date. So it's really important in terms of maintaining really high standards in the world of management of trees and woodlands.
Excellent. So professional standards are obviously very important in forestry. Can you maybe just give your thoughts on that?
Yeah, standards are really important, and trees are really in the limelight. If you look at the newspapers or any sort of media source, trees are really in the limelight now, and actually they offer a really convenient solution to many of the economic, environmental and social problems that we face. And because of that, lots and lots of people want to give their views.
Yes.
And I think it's really important that the public can trust the source of that information and advice. And basically, being a chartered forester or a chartered arboriculturalist gives the public an element of trust that they can have in the advice and the views that are being expressed. So I think those sorts of standards, we need to keep those standards really high. And make sure people trust the advice and the information that we give. Okay,
and so you've touched on a little bit my next question there, but what are the tangible benefits of being chartered? And I guess, does being chartered make a measurable difference in your view to woodland management, in terms of forest policy, in terms of delivery of forestry in the UK?
Yeah, well, it certainly does. And I think the really main difference is this document here, which is the ICF Code of Conduct. And if you're a chartered forester or a chartered arboriculturalist, you have to work within the network of that Code of Conduct. And financial flows basically into the sector are becoming much more diverse. We've got natural capital accounting, different sources of green finance and things like that. So once again, it comes down to that level of trust, and the people that are giving the money, they're investing different sources of money, and they want the assurance that they're getting the best advice and the best way forward in terms of their management plan. So I think it has a real benefit and gives added values to people who want to come to the sector and invest.
Brilliant. And so advice to young people, what would you give to new entrants and people considering chartered status?
Well, I think the main message there is that it's actually it's a really great job. And I've had a really thoroughly enjoyable career. So I would encourage anybody to do that. But particularly if you're thinking about getting into the sector, I think it's important to go out there and get experience. It's not everybody's cup of tea. So get experience, get the maximum qualifications that you can at whatever job you're doing. And I think a career goal for everybody has to be membership of the ICF.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the best advice I could give to younger people thinking about it as a career option.
Excellent. And to existing members of both the ICF and the forestry sector,
Sure.
What is your call to action?
Okay, my call to action is foresters everywhere. So this is a sort of phrase that I've developed, and it tries to encapsulate the fact that the ICF has gone through, it's really evolved into an organisation that can represent everybody who's managing a single tree in an urban environment, basically out to all sorts of types of woodland in rural environments. But not only can it deal with those sorts of range of scenarios, but in terms of the expertise that we have in the ICF, it's not just for the sort of like the very senior people with lots of degrees and qualifications, but actually we're very much welcoming people with great technical skills that have specialised skills and knowledge. So we can deal with a huge range of different options and different skills. So my real sort of like call to arms is really for professional foresters, go out there and convince your colleagues and the people that you work with that this is the way to go, and join up for ICF membership.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
Good. Well,
and,
it's great to talk to you, and sorry about the tree.
Yeah, well, look, Merry Christmas to everyone, as they say.
Merry Christmas.
Excellent.